Hey everyone, your girl is here. So coming to you guys today now. It's now Tuesday night. So obviously I did forget to share really quickly the Pittsburgh Marathon cost for next year. So clearly the marathon relay is out again. I know it's a super lush life, guys, but that is just like way too much. Um, Especially for only like 6 miles and like a whole hour. If it was like 300 for like half a day, right? Depending on what it was, guys. Like I would drop that, right? Like we're doing it all night, all summer, but not only an hour, right? And especially early in the morning too. So anyhow, more than likely, I'm gonna do the 4 mile challenge, which is a decent amount of money, like $50, and then probably, find like a good lower end, so to say, hotel, maybe like a Days Inn or something, in Pittsburgh for the night before. But anyhow, guys, so that'll be like $100 again. But hey, super lush life, guys. So I did forget to share the prices and everything. And then obviously yesterday I did do a more of a catch up on Instagram. I pretty much have everybody on Instagram, caught up. So if anybody is here from Instagram, welcome. Like I said, I would start doing my videos until about February. Um, Anyhow, guys, so obviously yesterday then I did go swimming, even after my killer run in the morning. So that was really, really, really good. I was totally surprised by my progress. So obviously I did though take my American flag bikini that I had some issues with this year. And it definitely seems like I'm gonna have to maybe just have that as a walking bikini. And you guys will obviously see in my video coming up that obviously, yes, I did have to have, or I will, be trying to figure that stuff out too. Um, and also, one other really quick brief addition I forgot to share. This was obviously after I quit and everything. Um, but obviously I was part of history last year too, which was amazing for a super lush life. Because went from seeing the Elite Eight to the Final Four, and then they played the championship somewhere out west. But that was really, really cool, to be part of, history, so to say, in volleyball history. But I did see that this year, I did look at their roster, even though they were like number 24. They didn't have a really good season. So I didn't really follow up much. Once I heard that they lost to Kentucky and then even like Michigan State, like I was like, oh my gosh, guys, like you should definitely be beating them. They only have two of the same players, which is crazy. So they only have Jillian Grimes and Izzy Starks left. And then you guys remember, obviously, Jess Merzick, right, was on the Blue Jays last year. And that's obviously, you guys saw that. I was like, wait, I know that girl. Remember? And then I was like, wait, she's playing against her old team. So that was really, really cool. Um, so trying to think if there's any other real little updates. And I don't really think that there is. Um, oh, my bad. So tomorrow, obviously traffic was really, really, really busy tonight. And I was very thankful because the car in front of me actually hit a deer. This person in front of me just hit a deer. I'm not shitting you guys. Watch till he goes. Look at that. Oh yeah, he really messed that thing up. He's going in to look at it, and since I'm directly behind him, I am going to show if I got any damage, because I almost ran into some stuff on his. Crazy. Again, I'm not thankful when anybody hits a deer, right? But my $2,000 would have went down to $1,500 for sure. There would have been, because the speed limit was 55, so there definitely would have been big time damage and a $500 security deposit, or what do they call it? I guess it is a security deposit. or like a collision deductible. There we go. There we go, guys. So yeah, it would definitely would have been another, but it would have pretty much matched up, um, you know, um, just everything that, again, why odd years are super less, or 50%, because, I broke a bone in 2023, collarbone. 2025 here, I broke it, right? So, and I did have a real little mini accident. I tried to pass somebody and couldn't get back in, soon enough. So I did have an accident, obviously, in 2023. So that would have been like, like a double whammy. So hopefully next year I for sure won't break any bones. But anyhow, guys, so I was rather excited to have all of that happen tonight. But I am obviously going running then tomorrow for a wind up. Well, I guess I can just include this too. This was already on my Instagram, kind of catching them up today. And it was so weird because I actually learned that the Jimmy Cliff from I Can See Clearly Now, The Rain Is Gone, he actually died yesterday. And I didn't even know that until I saw it scrolling through my Gram's feed whenever I got home, right around 2:30, 3 o'clock. And I was making my burger. And I was like, oh my god, I literally just posted that on Instagram. That, it's like my Gram's eye doctor is today, and then my eye doctor is in 8 days. And obviously, and actually, I think it matters. Hey everyone, your girl is here. Sorry, my Gram wanted to come in and talk about something from earlier today. But anyhow, guys, yeah, I think that was really, really crazy. I didn't even plan, that, and then I learned that he died. So, again, it's not cool when somebody dies, right? Like, just like I said, I wouldn't wish, it's not cool when somebody hits a deer. But, you have to kind of find that balance. So, yeah. Anyhow, guys, I really thought that was crazy. And I think it pretty much matches the exact date that I went last year when I paid out of pocket, to get my contacts, which is just crazy everywhere, guys. And I also put this on my Instagram, but I didn't actually do it. But I need to make time as well to get my Florida Wildlife Conservation, license, so I can do my jet ski tour, right, off the Florida Keys. And also, I have been doing rather well with my push-ups. I can pretty much do 15 in a row now, which is really, really a good sign for, jet skiing off the Florida Keys and do a jet ski tour. So yeah, that pretty much concludes everything. So now I can get into, finishing that tomorrow. Everything will be like a wind up Wednesday, so where it all began, so to say, with my first half of a half marathon is where it is all gonna end. And obviously, again, with all the traffic and everything, it's definitely going to be a good idea to choose that location. So it's crazy, right? Like in August, right? Whenever you have move-ins and you have move-ins, back to school, there we go, college move-ins, back to school, prep, and like fairs and just all sorts of crazy. And sometimes even, no, my bad, graduations are in May, my bad. You guys get the point though. So yeah, you have all of those different things going on. So the main roads are not good. The main roads on most weekdays are okay, right around like 10 or 11. Obviously, you guys have seen the one where, there's like a barn in the distance way back there. That's obviously the main road. So yes, you can do the main roads during, 10 and 11. But once you start getting then into like 2:30 and 3, you have all those truckers and buses and, like cement trucks, coming back through who did jobs in like the next valley over. And it's just not really cool, guys. To be out running on the road, even with the shoulder, it can just be just way too much. But anyhow, guys, so yeah, I think that'll be crazy. Where it all started is where it all ends, and just see how I do. And now, on to my final edition here. This is just, kind of like a disclaimer, so to say. So obviously, it kind of goes off balance. You have to find that balance and, what's normal and when do you show empathy, so to say. So, for example, right, like when I was younger, right, like not a single person said to me, hey, what's all this stuff on your face, right? Like that's not what people do. And obviously, it might feel like forever because you're just kind of in the wrong place at the wrong time. But eventually, if somebody sees somebody picking on you and just bullying you, like, what's that stuff on your face? They're gonna stand up. Like, they're gonna be like, look, I can't have you, like, again, like a what would you do situation. So again, nobody's gonna say anything. But you do have to find that balance too. You know, because it's not really like emotional pain, but it is kind of like just uncomfortable. For like a newcomer, you couldn't expect, right, that they would want to be able to do certain activities, and that's why I'm getting prepared and ready. Obviously, with my swimming progress and, testing my American flag swimsuit, so you can expect that they would want to do certain things, even though they may never see any of those people again, which is a fact, like the two girls that jumped off the bridge into the water, obviously. You guys know which ones I'm talking about. Like, they could have had a heart attack, they could have been in a terrible car accident, and, no officer has ever called me from Florida and was like, hey, did you know the two random girls, that you may never see again that jumped? Again, that's not what people do. But, it's still just a thing of, you want to kind of have that security, so to say, so you can expect, to want to have that, you know what I'm saying, and find that balance. It's like you want to tell a girl, right, who obviously misjudged her period, let's say, on her vacation, because, periods can't stop you from living your life. Like, you got to conquer your periods, right? So, but it's like, no, well, I mean, nobody said anything, when you were walking around like this for 15 minutes, so it's okay. And you're never going to see them again, you know, but, that's an instance where, it's like you're never going to see them again, so it's like even more of a want and an expectation, to not take the easy way out with that. Do you know what I'm saying? Because then you're still embarrassed on your vacation. Do you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I mean, the last place you would want to be embarrassed is obviously on vacation. Do you know what I'm saying? Because that's the time where you just can't relate to desperation, right? And give up, are on vacation, guys. So yeah, it's like, yeah, you would have to find that balance, right? You would have to remind her that periods are normal, but also remind her that it's okay, and also not almost like hate or shame, if she wanted, to start wearing something different, or wanted to prepare differently, you know, because she may have never thought that that would happen to her, and then obviously, sadly, it did. So it's like, you can use that for the acne as well. It's like the doctor should find that balance, and yeah, acne is normal as a teenager, but I also want to help you, kind of thing. So yeah, it's, that balance, and making other people feel heard and not downplaying their uncomfortability, with totally normal stuff, right? Because again, it's not normal in that context. And again, we have to not be situational confused, and be aware of the situation, not have situational confusion. I know I've shared that before on my page. So yeah, it's like, well, nobody has ever been, struck by lightning, right? Like, it's never went from completely sunny to completely cloudy with lightning strikes, and they were struck and killed, because, they had to walk for 15 minutes, and people who they would never see again, again, that's not how you make them feel heard, so to say. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, you would expect that there would be balance, right? Same with um, like cruise ships. Like some people say, I mean, I like the beach and everything, but I like all this landscape from being on land, right? But like, I mean, I don't, I mean, I'll never, or I won't like, I won't die, right, in my sleep if I never set foot on a cruise ship. So they find something else for their bucket list, right? And a bucket list means before they die, they achieve all of it. So they set themselves a balance in that. So there obviously has to be a balance in that too, with certain activities, just wanting to have that, obviously a little bit wider. Those are obviously much wider, and you guys will see in the video, it's obviously much wider than an actual vulva, right? So, yeah. So, obviously, yes, I will find, you know, certain activities, once I kind of master the bikinis that I'm gonna have for only walking, right? I can get like an idea of, the bottoms, um, or the bottom bikinis, and then I'm pretty much all set, um, for which ones that I will choose to wear the modesty pad under, and which ones I won't. So, and you could even do that too with like the volleyball game, right? Like you have to find that balance, right? Um, and even that's a great example of you're around, or you're in front of a couple people you may never see, and even people, obviously most people wouldn't film that, would just be disgusting, but it's like, obviously there always is a camera at the volleyball games, recording the game, right? There's a cameraman for the TV, so it's like that video will kind of always be there, and it's like people in the future, right, would again, that the cameraman doesn't be disgusting, right, whenever they're filming the game. But yeah, you guys get what I'm saying. It's kind of like something that will always be in her mind, and maybe other people in the future might see. I mean, because I don't that's not what I go there for. I don't see, what other pictures, people are taking. I obviously only know the pictures I take and the videos. I mean, I know like a couple people in front of me obviously had their phones out taking pictures at certain times and such. But you guys get the point. So it's like, if you want to also downplay that, and just be like, well, count your blessings, right? Like, nobody ever recorded it. And here in about a month, right? Like any street camera, right? Like the bad, no, her name wasn't Alyssa, the pink cocaine girl in Miami. It's like, yeah, if you want to downplay and say, hey, here in about a month, all of that feed will be, erased forever. And now this other girl here back in Pennsylvania, that video will be there forever, and be seen by other random people forever. Your random people, that you may only see once in your life was like once, right? And there's no way to add on people, right? Because once you come back to Pennsylvania, you never see them again, and there's no way to add on, right, after a month. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's like you also have to find that balance with that too, which obviously again probably somebody again definitely said something, and yeah, but yeah, you guys get the point. So it's like, yeah, really good like disclaimer, right, or just insights, right, as to why, I might choose certain ones at certain times. So yeah, anyhow, guys, and obviously showing both sides of the coin, which I really like to do on my page as well. So anyhow, guys, without further ado, is probably right around 9 now, so I definitely have to get going to bed for my big run tomorrow. Biggest test of the late fall. So yeah, pretty much go ahead and get going here, guys, and we'll get into the video now. Talk to you guys later. Alright guys, so now with officially all of the updates and disclaimers, or just a little side note I guess as well, not really a disclaimer. So now with all of that being said, let's get into the video. So here I am, ready. I'm trying my best to get a before photo. This one is really, really crazy, for sure. So anyhow guys, let's go ahead and get the one out here, and we'll see how we do. Jeez, guys. What in the heck? Alright, jeez, guys. Holy cow, that was ridiculous. Alright, guys, so again, one more time, real quick, for a before photo. So this is a before photo. Crazy, crazy, guys. Holy cow, for sure. Alright. We'll go ahead and I'm gonna attach this right on to my, we'll see how it does and what it looks like and all of that. Oh my, guys, look at that. So much better. Let me kind of even it out. Yeah, and you can't really even do the groove trick at all. Holy cow. Wow, guys, that is, wow. Oh my god. And you can't hardly even tell anything is down there, right? Like, you can't tell that. Oh my god, guys, that is so good. The fact that they were able to have just, just the right amount, which obviously it's probably, I don't know, maybe like a third of what the actual area is down there. If you did like height, right? Again, that's just weird, to be having those kind of measurements. But hey guys, some people would want those measurements for some unknown reason. And obviously somewhere along the line they got the measurements, so they were able to trim it down, so you can hardly even know that anything's under there. I mean, you have to really, really look to just see the line there. That is crazy. But yeah, this will be my after photo. So there you go. That's crazy, guys. I love that so much. Alright, let's move on to the Alright guys, so this one will obviously start with it on. You can definitely maybe tell a little bit more, but again, that's not what people do, right, when they go on vacation, right? Yeah, you would definitely have a lot of people not happy with you, for sure. Yay, I just met all my goals. So this will be after, and I'll just know because I just screenshot it and I said after. So this is after with the Modesty pad, right on my, well, Holy cow, guys, that thing like sticks. Like sticks like glue. Alright, and then just make sure yep. Okay, so again, you can definitely tell with the before and after, right, and kind of get my hips about the same. And you can definitely tell with the before and after that, there was something, but again, guys, they did a fantastic job. I'm very happy with this product, for sure, already, with how well they did, making it so, like, realistic, you have no idea, which is really, really cool, because not all clothes can do that, Obviously, again, I know I shared before with purples, right? But my purple is good, right? Like, I can manage purple. Some women can't do any purple at all, so just that real little bit, you know, is able to, yeah, like, become your 1/3, even though you have the full kit and caboodle, right? That is really, really cool, guys. I'm really in love with these. Alright, we'll move on to these ones next. The orange floral. Alright, so these ones, yep, just because of how they're, okay, yeah, now it's kind of really, but anyhow, guys, yes, that is, before, so, I'm trying to think, I had my legs about like this, honestly, yeah, and I have a good, nice security gap, like, I don't have it super skin tight, you know, in this, right, yeah, you guys get the point. So this will be before, right, before, without the pad, and then we have, whoa, Alyssa, come on, girl. This is after. So this, oh my god, guys, look at that. Oh my god, I love it. Holy cow. That is perfect, guys. And then there's the after. Oh my god. So, so, so cute. And so awesome of a product. Like, holy cow. You know, like, this is amazing. This does have just a little bit more of like a diaper kind of look, but still, it is absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal, guys. Oh, hang on. You know what? We'll do Kai next. Alright, so here is Kai with the pad on. It almost looks pretty much identical to that Caitlyn girl that I had watched, obviously, her review, and bought the Kai's swimwear because of her review. And obviously bought these ones specifically. But holy cow, this is really, really good, guys. I am very happy, very excited with the work that I don't even remember the company name, but I definitely have to figure it out. Maybe even write a review, because that is amazing, guys. Amazing. Alright, let's go ahead and take it off. Jeez. Like, sticks to you. Big time, guys. Okay, and then this is after. But even, oh my god, yeah, that's really, really good. And obviously I had bought these because of her sharing in her video. And obviously, guys, remember at the end of that, she dipped it underwater as well. That was really, really cool. So yeah, that's awesome. Amazing. These ones always do so good. And that's obviously why I had worn them to Far Beach snorkeling. So that was really, really cool. So there's that. Amazing. Alright, let's do macaroni. Then we just have one more, guys. Amazing. Alright, so macaroni without. Okay, there we go. Alright. Yikes. Okay, holy cow, this is amazing too. The way that everything just, kind of throws you off and blends in. That's amazing. Holy cow. I really, really like that. So anyhow, guys, here's macaroni. I'm already at 10 minutes. These videos always, without fail, are always like 30 minutes. That's why I did my intro rather quickly, and then I just jumped right into this. So I didn't get carried on, because I know my first photo shoot via video format was like freaking 40 minutes, guys. And obviously I have Thanksgiving coming up, and then obviously tomorrow I just shared in my intro, I'm doing a wind up. Where it all started is where it all ends. There's a scam. So where it all started is where it all ends, Wednesday. And it'll be, what an amazing way to really get that final test. And then tomorrow's Thanksgiving, and I'm officially back at that point. But I basically came back the week before. Obviously, you guys saw. Alright. Go ahead and put these on here. And yeah, you can definitely tell. It does make it look more like, it does portray a little different, and then it kind of like has like a weird scoop, right, towards the, like the very, very back, like 80 to, 100% of the bottommost, right, of everything. But yeah, it's still really, really good. Alright, guys, so this is after with these on. Not quite the diaper look, but again, it's the way the whole everything just like blends together, all these colors. It really, really has like no diaper look, which is really, really cool. Alright. Final one, guys. Alright, so here are these, much more curved, and the white is obviously at the wrong spot, but it definitely does a really, really good job of everything. So I think the pictures were like this on Amazon. So these are bottoms. Ooh, so cute. I definitely have to get my thumbnail. Make sure I get back far enough. Make sure I get up high enough too, so I can have the, a decent amount of the top American flag, and just have American flag everything. Alright, guys, so there we go. So again, here is the bottom with the Modesty pad. And then I will take a picture of all of the suits that I have to do for round 2 of 2. And obviously I still have more bikinis to buy too. So, and I might, maybe on next Monday, if I don't work, I can make it a test Monday, and I can try these swimming. And you guys obviously already saw in the intro that more than likely that one American flag bottom set, yeah, still really, really, really good, honestly, with just everything. That white splash is definitely at the wrong area, just like that gym video, or the finish the lyrics video. But yeah, definitely very, very, very good shoots, guys. So I'll go ahead and, after this video ends, and then just include this here at the end, take a picture of all the bikini bottoms I still have yet to try, and then start narrowing down the tops for certain situations as well. And obviously, again, I covered that in my intros. Well, the different situations and such. So anyhow, guys, thank you again for watching. Holy cow, already 15 minutes. Yep, 15 minutes. So definitely been a very, very good video. And like I said, I'll talk to you guys later. I'll stop taking up time because obviously it is now past 8 o'clock. Wheel of Fortune is done. So my gram has to, or I'm sorry, I have to start getting wound down for bed. For my, where it all starts is where it ends. And it's probably going to be the wildest Wednesday of the year. Because, you know, my gram had her eye appointment today, but obviously my appointment is in 8 days, so, again, I already got to that, though, in the intro, so I will talk to everyone later. Thanks again for watching. Stop taking up so much time with nonsense stuff. Alright, guys, talk to you guys later. Hey, everyone, your girl is here. So, you guys can see I didn't get anything on my car, which is great. After my little drive down here, I'm not gonna, yeah, that's still the hail from last year. Awesome. What's that? Nope. Yay. Hey everyone, your girl lives here, so coming to you guys today now. I'm officially here, it is now 10:10, officially time to have a Where It All Started, Wild Wednesday, almost equivalent guys, except the fog. This is pretty much identical weather for my, after my dentist, right, back in August, where I almost had my first ever, but my first ever didn't actually come until August 22nd. Which is pretty much like a month later, and it's so crazy because, you know, you just have a week, you know, almost like 2 weeks difference in the back, which was, so 2 weeks before, which took 2 weeks after, was a dentist, right? And then when you actually mastered it, you have another full week then, and obviously the days are just a little bit different from the 22nd to the 26th, but then you have a week then until your dentist, so it like all revolves around, healthcare, which some people obviously forget about the dental, right, and the ears and the eyes, right, a lot. Sometimes it's because of money, and insurance doesn't cover, you know, so much, you know, and there's out-of-pocket costs and all this other stuff. The good old way the United States works, right? You know, that's why a lot of people go overseas, right, for certain things. It was some, like, was it like I can't remember what, it was some plastic surgery. They had it on CBS Mornings a while back. But anyhow, guys, here I am officially, pink and black. I have on my Yogalicious leggings. So I'm very excited to see how I do. It obviously was waiting a little bit longer because I can only see maybe like a quarter of the way up the mountains, which is crazy. But obviously it is waiting a little bit longer, so you had to wait for all of this fog to get out of here this morning. But I'm really curious to see how I do. Like I said, I definitely don't like the really early mornings. But I am hopeful to see, you know, how, you know, maybe me taking more time to actually get ready may or may not help. Because I remember during Pittsburgh Marathon, I only had McDonald's for breakfast. You know, because it's just so, I mean, like, I understand, you know, it takes people over an hour, but guys, like 7 in the morning, gosh, like you must have to go to bed at like 6 or 7, and then you also alter your sleep routine. I know I found that very hard for me whenever I went to Pittsburgh. I'll actually post my sleep log now. So when I went to the Pittsburgh training marathon run last January, January 2024, January 6, 2024, I had even tried to go to sleep, you know, but you can't, your body just gets in that rhythm, and that's what's, you know, expected and wanted, right, in healthcare. They say, try to keep the same wake and sleep routine. So yeah, I'm really curious to see how I do. But it's just like, I'm gonna have to try to incorporate something, you know, once I figure out that, you know, because whenever I had McDonald's, my time was like 36 minutes, which is very, very, very high for my, you know, 5K times. Granted, I did have, you know, almost a full week, right, where I was sitting down a lot, right, like driving to and from Texas. You know, it was 2 days. We stopped at Indianapolis, and then like Texarkana, Louisville, and Nashville and Memphis, and then Houston. Like, it was a lot of stops and just non-stop sitting, because the overlays weren't that much. I think my longest overlay was like 40 minutes. So it's just basically sitting for 2 days. And then obviously that first day in Abilene was nice. But anyhow, guys, I don't want to make this forever. But yeah, it's definitely still very, very high to have even like 6 or 7 minutes above your normal. You know, so I'm just kind of curious to see how I do. I do have to figure all of that out as well in this, and see if it's the food, or is it the sleep, or is it you know, the time of month as well. Obviously I love Pittsburgh Marathon because it's right after my post-itch energy, right? So I'm able to really, really, really just get up and, you know, move fast. But then also you have to remember the time that it is now, and you also have to remember the reasons why I did take it just a little bit slower. And even though I woke up at 7 and I had to go tinkle through the night, you know, girl issues, yes. Sorry, that the way that woman looked at me, and then I was gonna say girl issues. It's like, oh. Alright, yeah, it's like the one dog that they have, you know, whenever, I'm trying to think, I've seen a couple videos, I can't remember exactly, but something funny, you know, it's like this dog has like a, with its ears up like that. Oh my god, guys, it's great. So yeah, I'm gonna take one more drink here quickly, and then, I will, do my, oh, there we go. Finally, now the sun's coming out. We'll get this fog out of here. But yeah, I'll do my, stretches, and then I'll get running, and I'm very surprised they haven't taken down this corn yet, guys. It doesn't make any sense. So now that, I missed my last time because I had already edited it in front of it, I'll add my... I don't understand, guys. There we go, guys. I can't mimic it again, but I'll do my best. I don't understand, guys. I don't understand. Alright, guys. Let me go ahead and drink this and get my stretches done, and then we'll see how I do. Again, it is a little bit later, but I already shared all of that information that I have to kind of include as I'm getting ready. Because 7 in the morning for Erie. Whew! Jeez. That's ridiculous, guys. But the price is so much cheaper than Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh was like $129, and Erie was only like, I think 79 it said, or 89. Crazy, guys. And I don't know if I don't know if it actually evens out, because I don't know what hotels are in Erie. But yeah, guys, regardless, that's crazy. Alright, guys, I'll talk to you guys later. Hey, everyone, your girl is here. So this is obviously way too tight. So I did forget to share. I don't know if I ever shared, but this bra, is actually, Victoria's Secret as well. So this is a pink bra. So I have all sorts of pink everywhere. Pink and black, pink and black. And if I didn't share this video with you guys, I could say to myself this whole run, I'm the only one. Who knows what kind. I mean, everybody can do that, though, if you think about it. You know? I mean, if they don't post a picture of themselves in the bra, everybody can say every day, I'm the only one who knows, right? That I have on a pink multi-lace sports bra from Victoria's Secrets. I'm the only one. I'm the only one, guys. Alright, guys, enough of that. Even though that is my second most famous statement along the lines of, you guys already know what that is. I'm the only one, right? Alright, guys. I just wanted to share that. Talk to you guys later. Hey everyone, your girl is here. So this is my post-run celebration video. This has been a wild Wednesday for sure. So those people that were coming up in the white car, they stopped and they said, hey, you know, you better be careful, right? The dogs will get you. And then, and I said, yeah, I actually have that. It's rather scary, right, when they follow you, like that. And then I was putting on my, you know, my waistband along the bottom, and obviously putting in my top. Thankfully, even with that, yes guys, it looks good underneath still. It doesn't have the wrong look portrayed underneath, but that was crazy. It was like, who's Rochelle? I'm like, I'm not Rochelle. Anyhow guys, so I did really well. I broke my record from the last time I was here, which was really nice. There wasn't really any time where I felt like it was taking forever for one thing. And wait until I get up here just a little bit further. So I'll go ahead and fast forward this before I say my next part. Alright guys, so now that I'm officially away from those people putting out their nativity, because that would not be cool to share, actually give me a couple more seconds till I get past all these mailboxes and street signs. Hey everyone, your girl is here, so I couldn't think of how to unpause it and start the film like this. So, you guys can also see during my run, I did really well, and you can actually see an increase in mile 3 to 4, and even 2 to 3 slightly, but that was the playlist, which was a good thing to know. You know, forgiveness was kind of like the very end part of that. Like I hit 2 miles, like right at the very end, well, like kind of towards like in between 3/4 and like 75%. Well, 3/4 is 75%, Alyssa. 3/4 and like 7/8, which is 0.875, I think. Right? I know 1/8 is 1.25, so then 3.5. No, 3.75 is 3/8. 0.375, big difference. 3.75 is like $3.75. 0.375 would round up to 38 cents. Big difference. Anyhow, guys, but yeah, I was very agitated. So I said to the person, I was like, you know, you're so arrogant, you know, you'd probably call your mom during rush hour in Houston just to hope that, you know, she would gargle on her spit and you wouldn't get to have her for Thanksgiving. And I chose to say Houston, even though, you know, obviously I've driven through both cities. I've driven through Miami. You guys remember my smoke bomb, right? So I've driven through Miami and Houston, and even Houston I still believe is just a little bit worse on the traffic and people flying and waiting to cut over. It's insane, guys, Houston. If you've ever driven in Houston, it's insane. Anyhow, so I chose to say that as well. And I did not add this on, so obviously I'm adding it in now. Also, with them, that was like a frustration. With you seriously need to stop, and instead of crying and getting all uptight, you need to do something productive with the offense, and you need to ask for the other people who have called me and let them have it, not let me have it with, oh my god, I'm so sad and crying right now. You need to just, I don't know, maybe take this recording to them and say, look what happened to me because of this, right? And obviously that is much more aggressive, so to say. Now, my boss was a little bit different. My boss obviously couldn't hear, you can't hear tone through text. Obviously, there was a frustrated tone, but that was just frustrated in general. You guys will see in just a minute, like my running, when I'm running, it's my own little world. So yes, that was obviously, he would have heard frustration in general, but mine was more empathetic, right? And being there for him, you know. But them, no. Like, it's a whole nother level for them. So yes, I did want to add on that little thing there. But I was very agitated. You need to stop. Gosh. Guys, literally, I have so many people on my blocked contacts, and whenever I try to add them in, guess what? It said that some numbers are still on the list. So how are they getting through? Anyhow, guys, I had enough, and I let them have it. And if they cried, and if they're still crying, they can just cry, for all I care. Anyhow, guys, let's get back into the video. Right, like, I was fed up. I was like, you know, I might save a little trouble for the next person, because this is just irritating. Like, I can handle my boss, you know, and I did a really good job, because my running time is my running time, which, obviously, part of that is why I said before, right, like, if you want pepper spray in your face, right, approach a woman who's running alone, walking, you know, and start talking like that, right? Like I said before. You know, so, again, I can handle, I mean, it's my boss. I need to answer that. I need to not answer with that. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't even give him a chance to say anything. I literally answered and just went off like that. I was just like, this is nonsense. It needs to stop. Because it was like 3 back-to-back. Holy cow. Jeez. Gosh. Anyhow, guys. So yeah, I seriously can't believe how well I did. I was a little bit, you know, like, not wanting to go as fast down the hill. I always sometimes get, like, too, I think, aware, and everything, you know, with the way that the water, or it's wet, you know, like, I don't want to, it's the last thing I want. So, but yeah, it was definitely a very good run, guys. Very, very, very happy with my progress. And even though I only beat my furthest from 2 weeks ago by 0.16, it's still an achievement. Because, like, I was at I think I was just around 6 miles. And then I was, like, at 6.35. I think it was 6.05, 6.35, and then the 6.56. Whew. So, it's definitely, you know, every step in the right direction. And this is also, again, a morning run, which is really, really good. So the fog hasn't quite cleared. Let me show you guys that. So you guys can see the fog hasn't quite cleared, and that's where you can see 0.375 of the way up the mountain. No, Alyssa, we're not talking eighths, we're talking fourths. 3/4 of the way up the mountain, which is 0.75. Jeez. Alright, guys, so that'll pretty much do it for the video for today. But yeah, I'm definitely very happy and very excited, even with the frustration, because the prank phone calls were like the distance that I walked from when I started this video to here. And this is about the 1 mile mark, 1 mile from the hill. This is about the 1 mile mark right here. So that was really, really crazy to be able to still have that endurance, even being very agitated. Actually, I'll include my boss whenever he called me, just so you guys can see and see if there is a difference. All right, did I increase my time and my pace? Because yeah, again, my run, whenever I run, it's my own little world. I like to be in my own little world. And I don't like to have to deal with nonsense. And that is one of them, guys. That is one of them. Do not call me 3 times in a row. I don't care if you're a random innocent person. You might take the brunt of the other people before you, right? And like I said before, instead of getting all uptight, why don't you do something productive with it? And why don't you ask for their numbers and call them and let them have it? Okay? Jeez. Alright, guys. So, anyhow, I'll talk to everyone later. Thank you again for watching, and I will see everybody tomorrow for a happy Thanksgiving.